everyone, to Free For All Friday, episode number 40. Today's going to be a rather short episode, so let's get started. So if you guys notice behind me, it's pretty dark right now. That's because it's Thursday night, and as a lot of you know, I like to film my stuff a day before or a couple days before I actually edit it and put it out there. So one exception to that was Gaming Tuesday this week. I had a lot going on this past weekend, and I didn't get a chance to film Gaming Tuesday at all, and by the time I was done with everything that I had to do on Monday, I had a couple of interviews for potential jobs that I might be doing in the future. But anyways, by the time I got back from that, I just was exhausted. I had no energy left in me, and I kind of just laid around in my bed the rest of the day until I had to go down to work on the floats. And as far as the floats go, everything is going on schedule. I took a couple pictures tonight when I was just about to leave there. I just had finished painting the floor on one of them, and we just got the Celtic cross hung up on the other float. So one thing you guys might have noticed this week was Gaming Tuesday and Adventure Wednesday were not up at 9 o'clock like I had promised I was going to do for every upload. Gaming Tuesday was a little self-explanatory because I just woke up, I didn't feel good, and I kind of made that in the morning. Right when I got up and I was trying to upload it, and it was not working. It was taking absolutely forever to upload, and the same thing happened on Wednesday, but I had finished Adventure Wednesday on Tuesday night, so I tried to upload it on Tuesday night, and it didn't go through. I uploaded it, or tried to upload it on Wednesday morning at like 5:30, 5:45 in the morning, and it was going at like a snail speed. It said that the upload was going to take 10 minutes when I initially hit upload, and then it ended up taking closer to 5 hours. I don't know why. Everything else in the house was going fast as far as the internet goes. I shut everything down, shut the Xbox down, unplugged my Radeon, my Reef Link that I use to communicate with my fish tank, and everything in the house that used Wi-Fi was off, and it was just still going at a snail speed. So I had a couple of you guys ask me what happened to the weekend vlog. Am I going to be continuing the weekend vlog, or am I ever going to do a weekend vlog again? And as I've stated a couple times already, this is the busiest time of the year for me, but other than that, before we got into this period, it was kind of weird where the weekends we would always get a snowstorm, and Amanda would be working late. I had stuff to do on Saturday, and by the time I can like film anything, it was Saturday night and a couple hours on Sunday morning. It was boring. It was completely boring, and I didn't want to just put a video out there for the sake of putting a video out there. I wanted it to be something fun. If you saw the summer weekend vlogs, the fall weekend vlogs, they were all things that I was trying to do that were fun, that I could bring you guys different places other than, what I do during every single day of the week. So, yes, weekend vlogs will return. No, I did not give up on making weekend vlogs, and they will somewhat start coming back within the next few weeks, and then they'll be permanently back every single weekend. So other than that, another thing that happened this week was I had to send my Apple Watch out for repair. So right when I bought the Apple Watch, like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, well, technically it was 2 weeks this past Tuesday, right when I bought the watch, the first time I went to charge it, it was down to like 15 or 20%. I charged it, it only got up to 60% charge, and it just stopped charging. So I wore the battery down again. I tried charging it like a day later, and the same thing happened. It went up to like 69 or 70% that night, but I took it off of the magnetic stand, I put it back on the magnetic stand, and it went all the way up to 100. I noticed there was a couple other problems on it. There's a sunset, sunrise thing that pops up on there, kind of like a widget, and there's also a thing that displays what the current temperature is where you're at, and those would take upwards of like an hour to load. And the third problem I had with the Apple Watch is for some reason the top band was just, that had so much play in it that if you were to sit there and like wiggle it a little bit, you could actually get the thing to slide right off. So I've never really had a problem with an Apple product before, other than the chargers that come with it actually, wear out after a while, and I've brought them back to the store and they've switched them out, no problem whatsoever. So I figured while I was still in this 14-day grace period, I should just go right back up to the store, switch this thing out, and get a new one. Well, when I got to the store, the guy said there wasn't going to be a Genius appointment for the next 2.5, 3 days it was, and that appointment was like at 8:45 at night, and the thing closed at 9 o'clock. And after I got done with working on the float and everything like that, I just did not feel like sitting in an Apple store. I also did not feel like sitting online talking to somebody from Apple support in a chat room, or going through the means of talking to somebody from Apple support on the telephone. I figured I just dropped $425, I think it was, on this with tax. It was like $399 and then the tax on top of that. So I just figured for $400 I should be able to go into the store store and just switch it out, no problem. Well, I was wrong about that. I had to make my Genius appointment, and it was like 7 hours before the 14-day period was up. So this was like Monday night at like, I don't even know what time it was, like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And at midnight of that night, the 14-day period would have been over. So after explaining all the problems that I have with the watch to the guy at the Genius bar, he decided to send it out, which I was kind of shocked at that they didn't just switch it out in store, because they have hundreds of iPhones in the back, hundreds of iPods. I don't even think they still make iPods, but they have all that stuff in the back that they can just walk behind the door, grab a new item, and come back out and give it to you. I was just kind of shocked that they had to send the Apple Watch out. So my original plan was going to be to review the Apple Watch on My Tech Monday for this week, and I was sitting here getting all set to curse out Apple and complain about Apple and bitch about Apple, but believe it or not, I sent this thing out. I gave it to the kid. It was like 6:15 when we left the store on Monday night. It's Thursday right now, and this had arrived at 3 o'clock before I even went down to work on the float tonight. So I can't complain about that. They did end up giving me a brand new watch. Clearly there was something wrong with it. So I'm going to try this out for a couple days, see if I still have the same problems. And if I do, I don't care if it's out of the 14-day period. I'm going to be back up there. And if it really gives me that much of a headache, I'm going to return it. And I can guarantee you, no matter what the little 14-day Apple policy thing is, I'm going to get my money back. So I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on that. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's episode. Like I said, it's a very short episode, very busy time of the year for me. I'm still trying to get every single thing in for YouTube and do all the other things that I have to do in the meantime. But other than that, guys, you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow for Story Saturday. Peace.